Most of my life, I've been obsessed about my health and my death. I used to lay awake at night and just think for hours about it, ponder on it, but it never scared me, and slowly the fact that it didn't scare me started to scare me. There have been, and I'm sure there will be more, people who have been super critical of the fact that I am hyper aware of my health, and even more so that I am so casual about welcoming death. All I know is that holding death as reality helps me take care of myself. It helps me enjoy my life. It helps me keep going, holding on. All I have to do is make it through to the end of my project, and then it's okay. I could die, and I'd be okay. But by the time I reach the end of one project, I have created another. So I keep going. It happens every time. And honestly, it's pretty cool. I used to lie awake at night. And while I pondered about my life and my health and death, I'd be depressed, filled with anguish, just beaten down by life. And I would pray with all of my might that God would just, that He would just take it away, that I would no longer feel this way. I wanted it to just go away. But I was too scared to make it happen myself, so I was just praying that I wouldn't have to. When I was in 9th grade, I went in for a physical. And the doctor knew me so well that he told me I needed to take better care of my mental health, that I was showing signs of dangerous depression, and that if I didn't stop, I'd have to go on medication and go see a counselor, and that it could get worse than that. But he told me that I was strong enough, that I could handle it, that I could take care of myself. He told me to eat right and to exercise and to sleep enough but not too much, and the normal things. But then he told me to set goals that I could and actually wanted to accomplish. And I think that's what really made the change. I knew that I didn't want to get worse, so I set goals. Most of them were simple, possibly silly. In fact, I can think of a couple that were probably really stupid. But I accomplished them. And the more goals that I set and accomplished, the stronger I felt and the more in control of my life I felt. I began to learn and grow and create. Suddenly I was a creator rather than just, taking up space. I was creating and doing something and being powerful. I started observing and listening to people and finding out their needs, and then I would fill their needs, and suddenly I had people in my life. I felt loved, and I loved myself and others in a way that I had never before. I had purpose. I had a reason to wake up in the morning. I had goals and plans and dreams, and I felt like I could accomplish them, and I was happy. But the pain never went away. The fear was still there. Depression never subsided. And I thought, what am I doing wrong? I'm happy but sad at the same time, and that doesn't make any sense. I still faced failure and rejection, and it terrified me. And I still had doubts. But I got through it, and I chose life because of the hope. And the pain and the fear and the doubt and the anguish and the pure sorrow and the woes were actually, I realized they were spurring my dreams on. I didn't get rid of my depression. I owned it. I channeled it. I used it, and I turned that weakness into a strength. I'm not perfect at it yet. Not in any sense. I still have days when I don't want to get out of bed in the morning, or I get paralyzed by fear and just stare at the wall, thinking about everything all at once, feeling so many emotions that I don't know what to do, and time gets away from me and I miss out on things that I care about. I still have depression. It's still very real. It's still in my life. I'll even admit that I only woke up an hour ago. That it's almost 2:30 in the afternoon, and I just decided that I could take on the day. And part of me is ashamed, but most of me is just proud of myself for deciding that I wanted to do stuff today. Why is it so hard for me today? Because I quit my job yesterday in construction. It was hard because I need the money, and it was dependable and good paying, and my employer liked me, and I had friends there, and I was doing well. And I actually enjoyed much of what I was doing, which is probably making you think I'm crazy for quitting. It was mindless work, sometimes mind-numbing. For a change, I wasn't thinking. My mind was quiet while I was working, and it was pretty cool. Other times I would daydream so deeply that by the time I would snap back to reality, I was done. And instead of just, having stared at the wall and missed out on things, I had accomplished something. And it felt good. But it didn't feel right. Not anymore. At first, it was healing me, or helping me heal. But at this point, I wasn't learning, I wasn't growing, I wasn't expanding, I was just doing, and I was going through the motions. So it wasn't right for me anymore. I know that I couldn't do my project while I was working there. But was my project even worth it? Is it going to go anywhere? Is it going to become anything? Is it going to help people? I have no idea. But I know I really want it. I know that it's calling me. I can feel it in my bones that this was the right thing to do. But it still scares me. And that's why this morning it was hard to wake up. But one good thing came out of this is this video. When I decided that I wanted to do something today, this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to send this message that you can have depression and still be powerful. You can have a weakness and turn it into a strength. You are good enough, and you are strong enough, and you got this. You can do this. Stop fighting it, trying to get rid of it. It might be a weakness now, but you can turn it into a strength. And you can feel amazing. Channel it. Make it your companion, your springboard. Sorrow, anger, fear, they can hinder, but they can also spark something. They can protect you and guide you if you let them. So that's my message. My message is make your weakness your strength. Mold it. Mold yourself. Most of all, you got this. You got this.